You said you did Gamba or you studied a Gamba program. What were the other things that basically you could say you learned a lot? Maybe not first to start with just in general, and then we'll go to your work about what you learned that you could use in your work.
I think it really makes me crystal clear in my mind what I'm supposed to do. Before this class, right, I was actually being fulfilled with all kinds of different and conflicting information in my head. What's the next move? I'm crystal clear. So I think that's really something that I learned from this class, from this course.
Did you pick up something that you thought it was actually good for your work or your line of work, but in whatever area, it doesn't matter, because you took a very diverse set of courses.
Sure. I think maybe strategy is one of the courses that it pops up in my mind immediately. I think it's very simple, but it's too simple that people tends to forget. When you plan to put up a strategy for your company, it always be only two ways, right? One is either you have a cost advantage or you have a clear differentiation, like customer values. But a lot of people, including myself, right, and also my staff, they've always been misguided by the competition. And then if someone offers something, I want to offer something better. I want to offer something cheaper. But actually, it's even almost impossible because they have the scale. They have the foundations that have been built for decades. And we are just a startup company, right? So how am I supposed to compete against Hewlett-Packard or Canon, those big giants in this industry, at the same level of the cost and other stuff? It's merely possible. So I think these things we know, but you always have different voices, but people don't know how to pick. Now I think it's very, very easy. The lines that I put into my staff is that we are not going to have technology or cost advantage in the next 10 years. How are we going to survive in the next 10 years? When you have multiple choices and you don't know how to pick, we just cross the ones that it's not worth for you to spend more time there. And then 100% focus our time and all the resources right into the other one, which is really differentiation. And then the differentiation that you need to find is really to have a deeper understanding of your customers, right? What is the customer needs? What are they really looking for? What are they really willing to pay for, right? More to those features or functions that they want and the existing incumbents don't have. So I think that's what we have been clearly sorted out. And I think this is a tremendous value to my company. Otherwise, we're going to be fight against each other. We call it internal consumptions of all our powers and resources together, but without going anywhere.
In doing this, did you do something new? Did you something, for example, since we were talking about innovation and entrepreneurship in the eLab, did you learn something new that you came to discover that it costs leadership versus differentiation and how to manage one or another? But did you come up with new ideas or new products or new services or anything new to do with this idea?
Sure. And I think that where that's the words I can, in the mobile era, every industry needs to be worthy to be reinvented, right? I think, and then afterwards, in the AI era, or it's coming, everything or every industry is worthy to be reinvented. So I think, along with this, and now we're already shutting down that we will have a cost advantage in the next 10 years. I think we are more focused on how can we leverage the new technology like mobile, the cloud, AI, and connect with our industry to create some new value and more new values that the customer really will appreciate. One of the examples is that we discovered that 92% of our customer who buys a printer for home is really for their kids to learn. So then, which means that after we have more survey and more understanding on those anxious parents, we discover much more. The customers, they're not only needing a product, just like a tool for a printer, they need more to help their kids to learn. So, for example, they need more content. And the content is not just which is the best content, it's really what is the best fit for their kids to learn. So I think this is a work for service. It's not a standardized product. And then they also need our product, or they need some help to help the parents to support their kids to learn better.
Why would you think that's your responsibility? Because your business is to sell printers. Why do you think solving their problem is your responsibility?
Whenever there's a need, and the need is unmet need, and we are very close to solve that problem, and we naturally think that it's actually a very adjacent business to be. That's why we think it's easier for us to do, and especially when we do more on there, we know that we're going to set the entry barrier to be very higher.
Can you tell me that the headache that you solved for these parents, the anxiety that you eliminated, what was it? How did you fix it? How did you do it? Or what was the product that you did?
To starting this, first of all, myself, I am one of the anxious parent already, right? That's why I think as I put myself into my own shoes, it's easier for that one. So the education in China, it's basically, especially for your the first 9 years, like from grade 1 to grade 9, the school mandate parents to be heavily involved in the kids' learning. For example, you have the parents are requested to check every day's schoolwork and homework. So it takes a lot of time for the parents, and most of the time that the parents doesn't know how to teach the kid at home. So with this double reduction policies in China, everyone knows that you don't have any other external support or services that you can find. Then it really leaves the parents a big headache. It's like every day, what is the homework assignment, and whether the kids has quality to finish it, and what is the result? If there's a mistake, how can the parents to help the kid to correct them? The whole thing, it takes a lot of time, not only time, but also knowledge. Not only knowledge, but also the ways of teaching. So that's the three things that the parents doesn't have. So I think that's the problem that so-called anxious parents, they are pushed to do this, but they don't know how to do it. So with that, we know that if our product can help to check their homework, correct the homework, and even provide a guidance for those mistakes, and then this is going to save a tremendous time. It will help to reduce tremendous time of the parents. And that's how I used some of the things that I didn't launch. As a customer, I personally set up all these services at my home, and it was quite useful. So a very simple thing that basically we just connected the product with the cloud, and with the AI engine runs it.
What do you mean by product?
Our product is the printer.
Okay.
At the customer side. When you scan the homework, it just bring back to our cloud, and then we correct them. And then
we as you or
me.
Somebody as a
me,
person?
And also me, no, it's automatic. It's AI and also some of the software run in the backside to correct them, and then to have the feedbacks, and also provide the aids for those mistakes precisely. And after that, because day to day, the kids accumulate a lot of their history in my cloud. So after a certain time, our product can remind you that these are the 4 weeks of mistakes that you have made. It's time for you to do your reviews to make sure that you truly understand and grab the knowledge that you have to. So I think these are the entire system that we put together. And I think it's, on your customer side, you just need one printer, that's all. And everything is on the cloud, everything is on our side.